without a word being spoken. The first time I met Ram Dass was in his father's place up in New Hampshire. It was the winter of The first time I met Ram Dass was in his father's place up in New Hampshire. It was the winter of 1750, I think. I was 19, what was it? I don't remember. A long time ago. But the thing that I want to say is the minute I walked into the room where he was sitting, without a word being spoken, without eye contact, because he was sitting with his eyes closed, in that instant, something happened inside of me. And I absolutely, totally knew that whatever it was I was looking for was real. And it was in the world. And you could find it. And that was, in some sense, the first moment of the rest of my life. And that feeling that I had at that moment, that awareness that just showed up, that has never changed. And it's the actual ground of my being. And it's presence. And what I actually realized later was that it's Maharaji himself. It's his presence. And that doesn't change, it doesn't come and go. And all the practices we do move us deeper into that presence. So, but it's not a personal thing. When I say it's Maharaji, it doesn't mean it's like that guy who was in a body for a while and wrapped himself in a blanket. That's the Maharaji puppet. I remember, where's Claire? I came back from India once after I had this very big experience, and I went to her apartment in the city. And as I came in, they were watching a few videos of Maharaji, the films. There's probably like 9 minutes of film of him total. And I looked at it and I laughed. I said, that's not Maharaji. That's a Maharaji puppet. The real Maharaji makes a puppet because we are puppets. We have puppet eyes and we can only see other puppets. So he drops a puppet down here for us to get our attention. But the real Maharaji is this infinite, unending, loving awareness, as Ram Dass would say. It doesn't come and go. We barely remember ever to even look towards it, but it's always here because it's our own true nature. It's the essence of our own hearts. So all the practices that we do in one way or another move us closer to our true self. You know, in India, they say God, Guru, and self with a capital S are not different, are one. So our true nature, who we really are, is not different from who anybody else is. Like in this room, there's all these bubbles, and inside each bubble is a me. And each me thinks I'm me and everybody else is somebody else. That's what we call delusion. But that's where we live. We live in that separateness. And these practices gradually, but inevitably, remove that delusion of separateness. It's not real, it's apparent. It's real to us, but it's not true, actually. And, you know, Sri Ramakrishna, who was a great saint in India in the late 1800s, he talked about the way chanting works and the repetition of what they call the divine name or the names of God. In India, they don't use the word God. It's an English word, and it's not a word I like very much. It's hard and it's harsh, and it implies there's some guy up there in the sky ready to throw thunderbolts at you if you're a bad little girl or boy, you know? I don't like that. But Bhagavan was one of the ways they say God, and that means the one who embodies blessedness, the blessedness, the true state of who we are. So Ramakrishna said, every repetition of one of these names is like a seed that's planted. Or actually, he said, the seeds are caught by the wind. Remove that